Good morning. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my vlog. Today, per usual, I'm checking in while I'm driving up Lookout Mountain Way and touching base with you guys. This seems to be a very solid day for me to do my vlog. The weather is so beautiful today. The news was rain, rain, rain. And I certainly am grateful when we do get rain. It is a little late we usually don't get very much rain this time of year. So I will welcome the rain, but right now I am very much enjoying the beautiful day. So we had the Oscars this week, and for the last bunch of years, I have not tuned in to the Oscars. You know, I've caught little highlights via YouTube, but I haven't watched the whole show. And I did tune in late. I didn't realize they started so early. I did miss the first hour. I missed the writing awards, but I was super glad to see that Conclave won. I really was gobsmacked by that movie. I put off watching Anora. I have found that those movies leave me Baker's movies leave me very agitated and depressed. I also saw the description that Anora was a Cinderella sex worker story, which reminded me of Pretty Woman, frankly. But Tangerine was also, I think, a Cinderella, booked as a Cinderella story around a trans sex worker. You know, Baz Luhrmann had L'Amour, had his trilogy of love movies. I don't know if this is a conscious choice to focus on sex workers, or if he's doing a trilogy, or I am not totally familiar with this guy's work. I'm a little creeped out, and not that I'm saying sex workers aren't people. Sex workers are absolutely people. I've known sex workers. I've lived with sex workers. It's just an option that some people exercise. It's just trying to make a way in the world. And no, there shouldn't be any shame in it. I just don't think there should be shame in it. But I'm wondering I'm a little concerned. Is this a move to normalize sex workers and take away the stigma? Or is it a form of exploitation and glorifying people who are not really thriving? Because in my memory of what I have seen, these people are not sex workers kicking up their heels having a great time. They are sex workers because they are struggling. And that I don't want to watch struggle. I mean, every movie has to have conflict. It has to have, and the hallmarkification of stories, it kind of drains me. Coming at it from the opposite angle. Those stories to me are too safe, too nice, tied up neatly with a little bow. I do like some mess. I do like some crunch to my stories. to the entertainment that I watch. I do enjoy being challenged, but I don't enjoy being bludgeoned with depressing stuff. So, I will see Anora, but I'm not that excited about it. Is that rude? It's rude. I am excited that independent film made such a strong showing. So I need to see The Brutalist. I really want to see The Brutalist. And I need a little hard candy. I'm going to have a cough. So those are those things. I thought Conan O'Brien did a great job. I saw people complaining about Adrian Brody's speech. I don't care. He did fine. And he found his way to say something meaningful, although I can't remember what it is. We live in such a complaint culture, let me complain about it, that the takes that I saw the next day was Adrian Brody talked too much. Can we talk about how fun the rest of it was? That just sort of kind of moved. It had energy, and I liked when they had the 5 people come out, each of them working on the film. And I like that they didn't do it on every award. I like that there was motion, there was variety, and it was cohesive. I thought it was quite good. And then the funniest, to me, one of the funniest moments was I had a little Oscar So White feeling when Queen Latifah was singing The Wiz, and Coleman and Cynthia got up and danced, and everybody else stayed in their seats. I have a friend I go to the movies with. She's black, and we went to go see Rocket Man, and she jumped up out of her seat and danced, and nobody else did. And she was like, "What is?" I'm like, "That's, white people don't dance at the movie theater, and we just don't. We don't let the spirit move us." So I thought of her and I saw that, and I was excited, and I love that they were unself-conscious about it, that they just got up and celebrated, which is what that moment was supposed to be about. And our nation is one of very many cultures, and that we're finding ways to allow each other to express our culture without impinging on each other. It's good. It's very good. So, I don't know if I've told you this. The Tupperware party is definitely going in, and I'm going to be able to use Pickle Saver. That was their hot item. When you were a hostess, you got a Pickle Saver. I don't know if they even still make Pickle Savers. I don't even know if they still do Tupperware parties. But there you go. Tupperware parties. That's definitely going in. I figured out how to put it in and probably not screw up my timeline, because I'm going to put in a bridge party or something in the early part and show this character's like not a joiner at all, not a girly girl, not in line with the typical 50s housewife crapola. And then later, to show how she's grown and become comfortable in her own skin, we're going to see her at the Tupperware party, and she's going to buy Pickle Saver. And get to see her evolve through those moments. So I'm very pleased about that. Thank you for hearing me out when I talked about my story. It's nice. It's nice to have this little arena, even if nobody watches. I have a little handful of subscribers, and thank you. I really appreciate you. It's like having a little conversation, so I appreciate that. Here we are, Bullshit and Santa Monica, and okay, so there's a new public parking space. It has been just a dirt hole for at least 10 years, and somebody finally said, let's put in some meters. Let's make it useful. And now I see it's impact. It's just opened up, but it's impacting. So people are turning left to go into that parking thing, and it sort of jammed up the works there. It's like when they put in a new Chick-fil-A. Everybody kind of freaks out for Chick-fil-A, and the traffic, the lines are bananas. And like there's one over by my friend's house, and they've had to paint new instructions on the road and put up those weird sticky up permanent cones, and I don't know. And here's the thing, Chick-fil-A is fine. It's fine. I find it salty as hell, and when I have to have Chick-fil-A, I wind up drinking gallons of water later. So it's tasty for a second, and then the aftermath is so not worth it for me. Although I do respect that nice hefty pickle they put on there. I love pickles. Pickle Saver. I do respect that giant piece of pickle they put on their sandwich. But the rest of it, forget about it. I do love though that they opened one in West Hollywood, or Hollywood. I think it was in Hollywood, and they had come out against LGBTQIA+ people in some horrid way. So the drag queens all went in full drag and to order food, like full drag, not some little let's put on a lash. Like, man, they were there for it, and I love that. Sure, you can boycott and say you're not going to get my money, and they didn't want your money because they hated you. But in this circumstance, it showed the hypocrisy of they will hate you, but they will take your money. They will hate you, but they will take your money. And people got to enjoy salty ass sandwiches. So, terrible for your kidneys. Terrible. Oh my God. I read a thing and wanted to study the effect of fast food on the kidneys. So they fed people McNuggets. And what they found was it took a full 2 weeks for some of the chemicals from the chicken McNuggets to flush out of the kidneys. 2 weeks. There used to be that little phrase, a moment on the lips, forever on the hips. whole dieting motivation from the 70s. But man, and people are feeding this crap to their kids. And kids are becoming very vegetable averse. You know, my niece and nephew loved vegetables, and then all of a sudden a flip switched and they hated vegetables. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of those kidney chemicals also affected the brain. Because I see other kids, they don't eat chicken nuggets and they eat the full panoply of food options. Oh, okay. Welcome to LA. I don't know who he's saluting. And I really, really hope we don't see him on the news later. Whew. You just never know. Maybe he's saluting the sun. It is a gorgeous day. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm very sorry. Today is very super rambly. I overslept a little bit. I'm not in my rhythm. Okay. That's okay. Look at this world. It's just beautiful. This little strip is all the houses are so quirky because they weren't building tract homes back then, so you get a lot of different funky houses. I will admit that, you know, the downest side of this for me, if I was to live here, is the parking. Getting in and out of your parking garage with the crush of humanity all around, man, that would make me nuts. Well, this will be interesting when I edit all this together later, because I don't know how much of this recorded. I had a whole chatty patty all by myself kind of convo, I guess. I'd like to wrap up on something pretty if we ever get to make this left turn. Here we go. Come on, buddy. They gave us the light. LA driving tip, always take your time when the light turns green, because somebody's not going to notice. You're going to blow through the light and smash you. So, he was right to pause. Beautiful day, that it's full of beautiful things, that something interesting